All right. Hey, folks. Good morning. Let me see if my signal's coming through. We'll ramp into getting artwork done here real quick. So, got about an hour or so this morning. We're going to come back at lunchtime to work on more game design stuff. We're going to come back at lunchtime. Hannah, that's loud and clear. Okay. Hear you there, buddy. Thank you. Copy, paste that up into the stream here, and let me drop the notes here into the social medias real quick. So, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish them online. I am creating an adventure for the Eberron campaign setting in the Dungeons & Dragons game engine using 5th edition 2024 mechanics. Just waiting for the monster manual to come out in February for us to update the monsters, but we'll be doing artwork probably until then, so everything should work out just fine. I stream 10 times per week, Monday through Friday in the morning like this. We work on we're working on multiple books at the same time. In the morning, I do artwork for the primary project, and right now the primary project is the Eberron adventure. Then I have a number of design streams that I run. Lunchtimes Tuesday this week, like for example this week, design is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I also stream Thursday night design work, and I have a Saturday morning workbench that I work on artwork or design or whatever is going on, commissions maybe, whatever I've got going on. So 10 times per week, working on various different projects. You're welcome to check this stuff out. Let's see, let me fix my screen here real quick. Here on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we're live in the future. Here's a full playlist of all 372 episodes of creating this Eberron Art stream. Here's my Discord community. You are welcome to jump in, sharpen your knives, drop some paint, make some words. Patreon support is always appreciated, of course. Here's a slew of books that I've made using Dungeons & Dragons mechanics. They all have extensive free previews, so be welcome to check them out. If you like them, buy them to encourage me to make more. Let's see. I think that's the end of my intro stuff. So, Crystals from a Bar, this book cover, we made around episode 40. We finally finished the text. We took like a 200 episode break and finally finished the lettering, I think around, I want to say episode 260. So you can check that out as well if you're interested. And we are working on page art right now. So this is the back end of the document, page 88 to 104, where we're looking at various alternate plot hooks. There's a default assumption that you're deputized by Fort Bastion to investigate people who've gone missing in villages that are near the Carnwood. There's probably trouble. Go find out what's going on. If it's nothing great, just clear it from our docket. Let us know. If you do good, we'll give you more work in the future. But that's the default hook. There's additional plot hooks like Ader Academy wants you to find a missing artifact. The 12 hire you to steal the artifact. The Silver Flame, the Church of the Silver Flame wants you to destroy the artifact. The gatekeepers want the artifact, but they want you to destroy the manifest zone. And then in one scenario, you have friends and family that live at the village, and they've gone missing. When you arrive, you need to find them. So 5 different types of plot hooks, gives you different adventure options. There's variants to the different, but there's wandering encounters, there's prepared encounters, and then there's optional encounters. Wandering encounters, you just stumble into them, or whenever the DM feels like they're bored and they want to hit you with something, you get a wandering monster. Prepared encounters are like dungeon rooms. They exist, you're going to find them eventually. When you do, whatever was prepared there happens. And then there's optional encounters, which are like a space between the two. They don't have to happen. They typically happen at a specific location, but they could have their own map. Like for example, we have a sinkhole where undead are rising up out of a mass grave that gets unearthed. So there's like a gauntlet style stream of undead that can come at the characters from the mists if that's what you want to do. So it provides the map for the sinkhole where all the undead are clustered underground and shows where they come up out of the ground and the terrain around it. So if you want to hack and fight your way into and drop a fireball into the hole, there's an optional encounter for doing that you can just literally just drop into the game world anywhere you want a sinkhole with undead crawling out of it. So there's a number of things, like there's a gazebo, for instance, that's got undead rallying around it. You can drop a gazebo you want anywhere into the woods and have undead rallying around it. So we have very modular style game prep. So it makes it easy for the DM to add and remove things. So, oh, hey, Dwight, how you doing? And so for the 5 different optional hooks, there are, like you can see here, under unique encounters, in the Carnwood, for example, when the characters first leaves a village towards the manifest zone to find out what's going on, you encounter characters in a tree that have that have monsters at the base of the tree. When the prepared encounter in the actual adventure, when you're deputized, they're mercenaries that were hired to keep villagers away from the manifest zone. So when you find them and they're trapped, they need your help. If you show your badge of authority, they're like, "Thank God for helping us. Take care of the monsters," and they will happily take you back to the base of operations to start talking to the mercenary captain about what's going on. So that becomes a social effort. But like in this adventure here, you find terrified villagers that have gone missing, and they're like, "Yeah, we escaped this place. You need to go there and rescue people. Thanks for rescuing us from this tree. We're going to go back to the village and get the fuck out of here. But if you go that way, you'll find the culprits, and then you'll run into the mercenaries, and you'll be like, "Hey, what's up with you guys stealing people?" They're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what are you talking about? People getting stolen?" So you can change the dynamic of how the different elements in the game play together depending on where your character's perspective is coming from, which is what these 5 different plot hooks do. And as a DM, if you're doing your due diligence and you're reading through the adventure first, all of these hooks are background information that you as the DM know is going on. So maybe you want them to be deputized, but that doesn't mean that there's not a gain of, like for instance, there could be a gain of assassins sent by the 12 to capture the artifact. But if you're using the character or the deputy plot hook, your characters don't even know there's an artifact involved. They find out about the artifact as they get further and further into the mission, as opposed to this plot hook. You know there's an artifact there, and that's your priority. Who cares about the villagers? Fuck them. Who cares about the mercenaries? You can avoid them. It's a heist mission. Get the artifact. So you can change the flavor of the adventure, or you can have opposing elements, like I was saying. Like, you could have a heist mission running inside of the adventure that when they bump into the characters, like, whoa, switch gears, let's shift into killing. And then now you find out you're fighting a bunch of experts that all have sneak attack, and they're coordinating their attacks against you. That can become an optional encounter to increase the difficulty or the dynamics, especially if it's an ongoing campaign. Rescuing a group of mercenaries from undead would be a great way to introduce a new plot hook that they could then tap into, that once they finish this adventure, like, now they can work with the 12 if they're interested in doing wet work, or they can work with Ader Academy if they want to do Indiana Jones style requisition, or they can work with the Silver Flame Church if they want to rescue or destroy relics. Same thing with the gatekeepers. So or if it's a village, they give you a home and you can make it your bastion. So there's a lot of different ways to play with it. So no worries, Dwight. You're doing great, man. Thanks for swinging through. So yeah, we're dropping assets. Basically, each of these plot hooks have holes in them, so we're going to start sketching in, because I'm like I was saying, back here on this back page, we've been working on this undead horde picture and all of these different artifacts. We've got loose sketches for those, but I've spent a couple episodes on this at this point, and I want to keep stirring the energy, because there's stuff that we can have on every one of these pages. It's just a matter of fishing out what's next. So that's what we're going to work on here right now. Let's see if there's anything juicy on this page that I want to toss in some groundwork over here with. We got refugee settlers, we got the gatekeepers, we got the Church of the Silver Flame, we got Ader Academy, Fort Bastion and the regional sheriffs, which is the assumed plot hook, Emerald Claw, which are the necromancers you're opposing, the Red Wolf mercenaries. This is the mercenaries force that if you end up getting them to stay out of the way or help, once you clear the necromancers out of the way, these guys are unemployed, and they need to recover their reputation. So they would happily become hirelings if you decided to take the place on as a Bastion yourself, this becomes your crew, and they could open up new adventure options to you as well, as if they decide that they want to work with you. And then the 12, of course, Evil Assassins Organization, Archwitchers, blah. Kyber, let's see, the Bunker Fortress. Maybe what I can do. So I've got the primary things here. Red Wolf, Ader Academy. Oh, that might be a good way of doing this. I could potentially say take this and let's see about, yeah, see, this would fit. So I can open up space over here if I wanted to. What's my page balance looking like, right? So we've got left columns. Right now I'm moving up to center bottom, but over here is also left column, left and right. Right bottom, ooh, there's a lot of space there. Center column here again. Center column, no room. Left center, right center, lots of room. Left center, left and right. No room. Top, left and right. No room. Bottom center. Okay, so instead of doing bottom center, I want to change. I think I want to change this. So instead, maybe we do this. Red Wolf Mercenaries. We can go take the 12 back. We can take Ader Academy instead. Church of Silver Flame, Gatekeepers, Refugee Settlers. Oof. Do we have space to do this? Not quite. You know what I could do? I do have the space. If I were to change the spacing between each of these, it's like, here, I'll show you. Let's go to our master document right now. Crystals in my bar. We have a currently there's a 12-point font between spaces like this. Which is where a lot of the gap is coming from. But like in instances here, I think this is what, a 5? Yeah, it's only a 5-point font. So if I were to like say, let's see, these are different areas, so I have to keep those separated appropriately. But if I were to drop down here, see, I have these spaces here, and this is only a 5-point font. That's separating these spaces. Oops, that's a 6. Should be a 5. Well, that's only 3. That's weird. That's a 5. 5. 5, good. Okay, cool. That sticks. Let's go up here and look at this. See, I could do this. I could be consistent and go with a 5 here, because that's what we're doing on other pages. So we created these pages back before we started doing the formatting for the village. And while we were going through that village process, we discovered reducing the space here keeps things tight. This is the exciting world of page layouts. I don't do a lot of this on stream because you're pretty much just watching me, you know, literally click by pixel spacing. There. And is this good now? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I can literally take this to there, and then I can get rid of that widow. A single line, one word on a single line is known as a widow, and is normally considered bad design. So let's fix it. If the characters allied themselves with the Ader Academy, the research branch offers additional adventure hooks in procuring artifacts and information. However, if the eye is not returned, the Academy will recruit adventurers to recover the artifact or discover its fate. If the characters possess it, thieves will attempt to steal it. If they destroy it, or it transformed into a Yugoloth and escaped into Mabar, Inquisitors will question the characters and potentially recruit them for similar adventures offered by the Academy. Inquisitors... let's see, independent Inquisitors. If the characters possess it, thieves will attempt to steal it. If they destroyed it, or it transformed into a Yugoloth and escaped into Mabar, Inquisitors will question the characters and potentially recruit them. Inquisitors, let's just get rid of the questioning, but let's go with Inquisitors will recruit them for similar adventures offered by the Academy. And then we have Church of the Silver Flame, and then we can adjust this one. Come on. There we go. And then let's just adjust this one. There. And now we just freed up a half column. So we've got a lot of space that we can use now. This is the discovery process. We have all these the same. That's good. I like the degree of separation over here. That's good. Those separated is good. I'm checking for consistency right now. I do not need 2 lines of separation between those. Oh no, yep, yeah, I do actually. When you have more than one subsection, when you have more than one area on the same page, we have 2 lines between them. I believe that's consistent. If we go up here to the village, we should see 2 lines separating. There we go. Here's an example. 2 lines. There you go. This is a descriptor of this area, so there's only 1 line separating between the 2. But then these are 2 of the areas. Like this is a header of the section, like a description of what this village area 9 is. And so there's only 1 line separating like the first sub area, the rooftop of that area. And then here we have the silo interior and silo door. That's 2 lines of separation that should be consistent. Yep, here we go again. Village area 6, the smithy versus the grain mill area. There's 2 lines of separation between each region or each area in a region. So that is consistent in our patterning. So let's go back down here. Ooh, I've got artifacts to build soon. We should work on that. That'll be fun. That is inconsistent though. That's good. Let's check our shit. 2 lines here. Only 1 line here and here. Okay, so that's buttoned up. That's buttoned up. Again, this is why we very often do not do page layouts on screen, because it can be less entertaining for people to watch. But it's a necessary component of design. Do that. 2 lines of separation between those two. That feels good. Let's go down to here. Only need 1 line of separation here for that unique encounter. Scroll up here. This already has 2 lines of separation. That's perfect. That's effectively 2 lines. There, do that. I have to go through it and make sure all the patterns are consistent now before I lose track of it. That is a specific area, so I'm thinking about leaving these 2 things since they're part of that. Laboratory. Oh, yeah, I've got the separation. Cool, that worked out. That worked out. I can get rid of that. This is Act 2, Region 2, and this is Act 3, Region 6. Here we go. So I can do that. And I can do that. That pans out. It's not much of a... I mean, that's an interesting gap. I like that. That's going to be fun making use of that space. Ah, here we go. And then we need an extra space here, so that works out. And get rid of it here. And then check, check, check. Yeah, okay, that tracks. Huh. Up a tree. We might have to come back and explore this a little bit. A wisdom or unless the characters identify themselves as working for or he, they'll attempt to build, to bluff the characters. They'll attempt to deceive the characters. No. Bluff the characters. If the characters doubt the deception and use magic to influence action to press for more information, consult the result against the following list. There. Proper formatting. There we go. Now there's only 2 lines left, and this is 4. Unless the characters identify themselves as working for a key, they'll attempt to bluff the characters. Choose any other plot hook. The default plot hook deputized above is recommended, and use that as a cover story, giving as much of the information listed in the corresponding entry for Up a Tree. They stammer and fumble with words, but provide all the information listed in the encounter as detailed above. Wisdom Insight check DC 15 or a passive perception score of 15. Observe. Observe the spies have a hostile disposition despite being rescued. I can get rid of the passive perception score. And they're very protective of satchels they're carrying. If the characters reveal they're working for Rahid, in reality, Rahid hired these spies first with the same mission as the characters, but they failed as indicated above. If the characters leave them, spies plan to later ambush them. If the characters leave them alone, to later ambush them. While the characters are vulnerable, removing what they assume. What they assume is competent. If the players cast Speak with Dead, Secret Passage, 2 lines, separation there. If in reality, Rahid samples of the crystals. They thank the characters for rescuing them before they head out towards the east of the Carnwood. Characters are vulnerable, removing the spies plan to spies later ambush them, removing the ambiguity and predictive future. I do that a lot, and I still insert that in there. If the characters leave them, the spies later ambush. The spies later ambush the characters while they're vulnerable, removing what the spies assume is competition. Good. I can do this. 1, 2, 3. I think between that and this, I think I've been able to expand. I did it. I did it. Okay, I found a way to put that into one line so I can create some space. I can now do that. So I can put some tree stuff here and a secret passage here. Trap victim. Huh. Yeah, I've got options over here now. Cool. Okay, great. So we freed up that space. And so what I'm going to probably end up doing is reinserting all these different pages. But that spacing is looking good. Yeah, spacing feels good. Check, check, check. And I think the consistency is there now. Yeah. Okay, cool. We got that figured out. It's only 7:15. So let's see. Where were we here? Yeah, now that we have that all sussed out, let's go back down to where we originally were. We'll grab the page. We'll reinsert it into the illustration. So, boy, that is some dense text. I do feel like I need to break that up a little bit. Okay, yeah, so let's get inside of it and see how we break it first. What page is this? 103. File, export, PDF, page 103. Option, current page only with the documents without any properties or structure tags. Okay, equals kick. Thank you. And now we go into the document here and we file, open. Wait, crystals in the bar. 103. Pluck the page. You yuck it. Copy all. Bam. New page. Okay, cool. Now we got that inserted in here. Maybe instead I want to have this drop down to here. Maybe that just feels better. Doing it this way. I gotta line them up. There we go. Okay, good. So now we have this upper corner here to mess around with. What do we want to do? NPCs and organizations, Fort Bastion, the Emerald Claw, Red Wolf Mercenaries, the 12, Ader Academy, the Church of the Silver Flame, Gatekeepers, Refugee Settlers. Let's see, the facility and surrounding. Ooh. Maybe instead, what we do. Instead, maybe we do this. Bear with me. Do that. Bunker Fortress, the facility and surrounding regions, continuing the campaign. Maybe, maybe we rebuild the fort. Just like show the fort as like a nice place to be. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Khyber, refugee village, the plain of Mabar. Maybe I can do something a little more. Not the perspective that I want. What do I want to do here? I'm sure there's something interesting we can do. I was thinking about like illustrating the fort, but I don't know if that's a very interesting picture. I think taking the fortress as a bastion is the most interesting thing to do. Maybe. Khyber, the dragon below. God, now I'm kind of thinking Khyber. Bunker Fortress. The plain of Mabar. I kind of have them alphabetically listed here, but maybe I don't need to worry about that. Maybe I shouldn't have them alphabetical. Yeah, this one's not. These aren't alphabetical, so I don't have to do that. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's instead put this here. Let's rearrange this. There, and then let's take these. And overlap them. So we rearrange the text. There. Line that up. Now we have, I think this is going to work. Merge that down. We have the fort. Khyber, the dragon below. Grab that. So we can just do like a little cheat. I don't have the Underdark mapped out for this adventure, but it's an option. Part of the fort is dilapidated, and so it rots out and it drains into the Underdark. And so if the characters clear out the fort and drain it, and then restore it, they're gonna find access to the Underdark through here. So this becomes a staging area for you to launch expeditions into and through Kyber, the Underdark, to fight, aberrations and abominations underneath the earth. So that becomes a potential fun expansion of the campaign, using the Bastion as your base of operations to retreat back to as you explore the Underdark. And in Eberron, the Underdark is incredibly dangerous. So having 9th level characters delving underground would actually make a lot of sense for the world of Eberron. So I'm just going to build out a cheap little shit map. Basically just depicting like this. Fort. Yeah, you gotta pay attention to the scale. But this is the gist of what we're doing. Let's actually clean this up a bit. I can do this. Ooh, yeah, I like that. I like that. So let's put a line here. This is the cemetery. This is the gatehouse. This is the flooded fort. This is the bunker down here. And then here's Kyber. So there's a secret passage that leads from the cemetery underground to the facility. There is a ramp, a literal underground ramp that leads out of the research facility to the fort, and then there's an elevator that's just an open shaft now. But if the place were to be restored, there's an elevator shaft that allows gargantuan objects egress and entrance into the facility top down. And this secret passage is obviously something that people just aren't generally aware of. So like that. Here, and then leads further down here. You can have a tree line. Or we could have scooch this over a touch. This path is just gonna lead off this way towards and then blot out. Flame, Aether Academy, 12, Aether Academy, Church of Silver Flame, Gatekeepers, Refugee Settlers. There we go. And then Dragon below. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cut paste. Let's maybe if we bring that over here. And then the rest of the map over here. Yeah, I think I like it the other way. Obviously, it doesn't need to be this big. We can... Let's do that. Oh shit, am I out of time? No, I still got 20 minutes. Fucking sweet. Let's do it like this. One. Cemetery. 2. Gatehouse. 3. Fortress. 4. Underground. Let's call it bunker. And then 5. Kyber. Let's take these here and there. Oops. And I'm going to be cheeky and just screenshot. Copy. Paste. Transform. When these are the same size, the text is proper. So let's blow those up. Almost there. Stay on target. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. Finally. Now that I have that the right size, we can take this over here. Eliminate that. There, we can drop this in here as a key. Oops. Yeah, probably don't need to be that big. We can drop that font down a bit. There we go. And then we get rid of that, create some space for ourselves. Get rid of that. Nope. That feels good here. Yeah, that feels good. Merge those down. Here, let's create. Huh. Okay, we'll figure that out later. So we'll just leave you be. Lock those. One of the most fun things about the Spelljammer supplement that we created was vertical dungeons, and that because when you have a hover speed, a map doesn't need to be depicting things vertically. It doesn't have to be top down, moving around on the two-dimensional surface of the ground. You can change the orientation of your map during flight combat to be horizontal, like Defender, the old arcade game. God, I bet none of you remember what the fuck Defender is. That was a fun video game. There's a lot of side scroll, just side scrollers. It becomes a side scroller. If you don't have to worry about vertical lift anymore, then you can have an effective side scroller that operates back and forth. So that's all I'm trying to say, really. I'm gonna put this across here like that. Can eliminate. That'll do. Arr. So if I wanted to, and I felt up to it, we could create a Kyber Underdark as an expansion for like levels 9 to 12 to run around inside Kyber underneath the bunker. That could potentially be a lot of fun. But that is a future project if it ever. Let's say if this adventure goes if this adventure gains gold medal status, I will create a Kyber adventure to expand. How about that as a Kickstarter promise? Not bad. Classic dungeon shit going on, but goddamn, that feels good. Let's drop this out of the way because it feels impeding. I don't want to crowd the thing. It's already getting crowded over here, so we should probably trim this up a bit just to respect the columns. That ain't bad. Yeah. Just like that. That feels good. I think that's probably extensive enough to get the point across. What if I were to free transform, flip horizontal, oh, nice. I need to flip this for real. Free transform. Let's do that. Then having this here feels good. That feels good. No. And merge down. There we go. Whoa. Good. Now we can just carve that out. Do that. Darker levels. Who doesn't love a mega dungeon? God, I love mega dungeon. Man, game last night was so good. The campaign is going. I'm thrilled with the playtesting. With the variety of characters that are coming to the table is really cool to see how the testers are using the tools that are in the Martial Powers document. But beyond that, it's fun. It's just fun running a mega dungeon. They've fought through the entry temple. This is the second session. They had to retreat, and then they re-secured it, and they've defeated enough of the orcs at this point that they're like, you win. So the team, they've beaten up the orcs too much. The orcs actually have lost their chieftain in the dungeon. But they don't have enough manpower left to be able to properly go save him. So they're like, you can use this as a safety waypoint if you go in and rescue our chieftain if he's still alive. Please find that out for us. We'll split with you the treasure that we've retrieved so far, and you gain control. So that's a means for the players to be able to secure their position in the dungeon. Yeah, it's all working out really nicely so far. Let's shift this over here like that. Feels good. There we go. Cool. All right, that was fun. This is a fun little project today. We made some progress. We're sorting out. Hold on. Let's get that back to here. This feels a little off. Bring that in. There we go. Just a smidge. Yeah, we can blend out these edges to blur in. But Kyber, the dragon below, the plane of Mavar, and then we drag into here into Kyber. There you go. So that's where we're at today. We're going to, I can just go ahead and drop that out for now. We've got all these other pages to work on. We're just digging our way through the document slowly but surely, page by page. I'm working on layouts off screen in the evenings. Once all that's done, then we'll take these ideas and I'll be working on artwork both on screen in the morning and in evenings off stream, which people will probably be able to catch me on the Discord a lot more often once I do. This feels incredibly good. So let's get this 12, 10. There we go. Get that out of the way. And okay, great. So what about today? I'm going to be back later on today at around 1:30 Seattle time. That's about. It's 7:50 here in Seattle now, 8 o'clock. I'll be back in 5.5 hours. We'll continue work on, I think we're going to work on subclasses, the Spelljammer subclasses, and the Mecha Kaiju book. They're two separate books, but they kind of work together. So, yeah, I think we're just going to comb through the subclass book a little bit more, just to make sure we help lock down all that language. We've just been going through it and refining it. I think this will be a good session to do that as well. Tomorrow we'll be back in the morning, and then we'll be back at lunchtime to probably, maybe we'll work on bastions. Maybe we'll work on subclasses, Spelljammer subclasses, and the Mecha Kaiju book some more. Maybe we'll do that on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday this week, and then Thursday night and Saturday morning again this week, like we did last week, we'll work on the Bastion campaign book. So, God, that's really coming along. I'm excited about the Bastions. You know how much I love Dominion style of play, though. So, all right, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to bounce out of here. Thanks a lot. Anyone that's interested in this stuff or seeing more design work, like, subscribe, bell icon, catch me on my Discord, check out my books. Thanks a lot. I'll see you guys in the future. Cheers.